From the Nasdaq market site in Times Square, New York, I'm Jay Heller with your market update. Well, a wild ride again for the markets yesterday. Big 200-point turnaround on the Dow. A lot of concern really pointing overseas once again as the euro was heading towards 14-month lows. Euro trading down towards the $1.22 level. Did bounce back later on in the session. Another cause for concern overall for the global economy growth-wise is crude oil, So crude oil actually yesterday broke the $70 barrel briefly, but just keep in mind, only 2 weeks ago, oil was trading around $87 per barrel. So you're talking about a 20% discount that just recently occurred. Now, on the earnings front, you had lows out there coming out with quarterly estimates that actually beat the street. However, guidance going forward, they did raise their guidance, but not as strong as some of the analysts were forecasting. So that caused a little bit of a sell-off in the stock. This morning, the number one home builder, Home Depot, out with stronger than expected earnings, and they also boosted their guidance right in line for the most part for what the analysts were expecting. So I would look for some pretty good action on Home Depot today. In regards to, I mentioned commodities, one other company I wanted to speak about, General Motors. Keep in mind that they did go into Chapter 11. The company did go bankrupt. They veered off. They paired off two of their brands, Saturn for one, which was a pretty well-known brand recognition automobile in the United States, but they just had the problem really distributing it from the bottom line. They are now profitable, and it looks that they're going to actually go for an IPO probably sometime later on this year. More than likely, though, the CFO was pointing to early next year for the IPO for a General Motors relaunch. And again, their Buick brand, not one of their high flyers in the United States, but overall, when you talk about international growth, Buick is very well liked across the seas. Right now, futures are pointing to a higher open. You have the Dow pointing up by 50. You have Nasdaq pointing up by 9. Home starts stronger than expected, so that's a very bullish sign. However, permits for future construction lower than expected. So that's what's going on right now. I'm Jay Heller with your morning update.